I have this mic and it works fine. It just, my plosives might be a little...
That's okay. We can handle plosives on the Slime Zone. Plosives are encouraged.
Should I just start recording now and then we clap when we start, or?
Just fire away. I'm already recording everything on my end.
We're all good to go? It's happening? I'm on the Slime Zone?
You're you're live on the Slime Zone.
Yes!
Welcome to the Slime Zone.
Yeah!
Yeah!
It's the Slime Zone. The Slime Zone.
Woo!
Can I introduce you?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to do that. I wrote a little... let me check my notes. All right. My guest today, Jesse's busy. He's doing some shit. He's on sabbatical. So today on the Slime Zone, we have low T Soycuck beta male Aaron Dupuis, local to Denver, Colorado. We know each other. He's a good lad. What do you have to say about yourself? How'd you earn that title?
I love
has
that
that been a
intro.
thing?
That's fucking fantastic. Whenever Mara is complaining about like feeling under the weather, or she's a little tired, I always tell her that it's because she has low T.
What is low? Is that low testosterone? I saw that on TikTok. Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
No, I think you kind of covered all the bases. I mean, the only other things going on is I act. I do some sound design like you do.
Right.
Do some music like you do.
Yeah.
This isn't a what?
Right, like in addition to being low T and Soycuck.
Yeah. I do some other stuff too. Besides,
Nice.
but most of my time is spent lowering my T, ensuring it doesn't increase
low?
for any reason.
Yeah, how low,
can
we
you
get
go?
it? Yeah, reading what carcinogens to consume. Yeah, that's
This
cool.
is probably
You're on the
helping
cutting
a
edge.
lot. This is helping, I'm sure.
Certainly not raising your T. We can.
Oh, and now I'm drinking less, okay, because some people wanted to talk to me about maybe drinking a little less. So
yeah, me included.
I
Pretty
took that very
thirsty.
seriously. I'm having one Pilsner.
One Pilsner. That's good. That's
For
responsible.
the entirety of this episode. I haven't had anything else today. So I have an app. So my T is probably even lower because I'm drinking less, and everyone knows that drinking more raises that bar.
Does it
So
really? Or are you being silly?
I'm just fucking around. I just feel like that's such a
'cause
stereotype.
like rage drinking and testosterone. It's all linked.
We're just like manly men with like hair on their chest. They're always like, yeah, I can knock them back. I'm never drunk.
It's a conventionally masculine thing to be able to binge drink. But
it was
I
my
think-
most masculine quality, and now it's gone.
Damn. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, now I have
it
to
works
drink
towards your low T
responsibly.
Soycuck beta goals. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. I think it's great. Honestly, I like the new you.
No, it is good. I mean, that means next time I come over to your place, I won't drink 2 cases of White Claw on my own.
Yeah, you left an avalanche of cans in your wake when you left. I think more striking was when we went on the cruise and you opted out of the drink package.
And, then still
and you
spend
managed
more
to
than
spend more on drinks than I did. The cost of the drinking package was like $500 each. I think.
Right.
Didn't
Well,
you and
even
Mara
worse-
spend $1,200?
Yes.
Yeah, it's
the other thing was I couldn't fall asleep because I could feel the rocking of the boat
Oh,
very
I didn't know
often.
that was a
And the
problem.
casino was open 24/7. So I would just like go down at like 3 a.m. and just like unable to sleep. And I would just like sit at a slot machine and just have
You
a
were
drink
doing
while
slots?
I was reading my book. Yeah, I did okay on the slots.
What?
My ADHD was so bad that I was literally doing a slot machine while reading a book while drinking a whiskey Coke. And I was like, yeah, this is good.
It's a lot of vices, including reading. Reading's a vice.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I think it's great that you're reducing your alcohol. I'm
input.
upping
me too.
mine, so maybe we're meeting in the middle.
Whoa, that would be sick, dude.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
sick, dude.
I've been
Get on a
drinking more
wavelength.
because of my sleeping problems, and
Yeah, that's how it starts.
I believe it is. I get it now. I'm gonna say it's under control at the time being, but
That's good.
for the first time in my life, I can understand how it escalates into an issue. But it's fine. I'm only having like 3.
Yeah.
3 a night, roughly. Usually
Well, when
2 to 3.
Every night?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, see, I was on that, Steez. Now I've reduced it to just the weekends. The real problem was I was like I would drink like during the day or alone too much.
Yeah,
But I looked
different.
up all the symptoms, and I don't even qualify as a low tier alcoholic. Like I'm just
Really?
an at risk drinker. Yeah, because I've never hidden it. I'm not like planning my day around it. I'm
That
not
kind of
lying to people about my intake. Like,
yeah.
I don't black out every time. You know, there's
Right.
still other issues. You know, around being a problem
I think
drinker.
you're still
but
it's categorically heavy drinking, but it's not alcoholism.
100%.
Not
I'm a
disease.
heavy. I've been a heavy at risk drinker. So we're fixing it now.
That's great. Yeah.
We're dealing with it. It's cool.
It's-
it feels good.
I'm glad. Yeah, you look great, man. You're glowing.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's address the drip, huh? We talked about addressing the drip.
Oh shit! I didn't wear my right shirt. Hang on.
Oh, change shirts. I'll do the interstitial right here. Wow. What is that? Does that say beef?
Beef. Yeah, it does. This is the drip I meant to wear.
That's amazing. I love that. That's a great shirt.
This artist on Instagram, Rueki, Reweki. She's really good. She's been dropping like one of these types of shirts every 2 months for like the last 2 years. And,
Oh my god! Can you
I
just
haven't had enough
subscribe
money to get.
her
Yeah, you should, I
shirts?
mean, you should get these. She should do a fucking subscription package.
Like a
but
shirt
she's
of the
awesome.
month. I would totally.
She's a
wear that.
comic artist who is dating the guy who does all of Alex G's merch designs and music videos. So
Makes
they're
sense.
like
Wait,
two like really cool Pittsburgh artists. I believe they're in Pittsburgh. And yeah, she does muscle bound bikini pinups.
She take commissions. That's great. I want one of those of me.
You probably could commission. She has one that says, it just says Big Milk.
Big
And it's
milk.
it's like a tatted up like goth girl, but it's like her entire body, and she's just like, sick.
Everything about that speaks to my values.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm milky.
What drip do you got on today, man?
I think you've seen this shirt. This is my Trevor Moore shirt. Local sex pot.
Yeah.
And I need to put
That's
the.
what he wanted on his obituary. Yeah. Is that the picture they use for the obituary?
Yes, it is. This is the picture that they use for everything. And he famously tweeted around the time he died, close to it, that he wanted to be referred to as local sex pot in his obituary, which they honored, which is great.
And another example of why to control your heavy drinking, because then
Right.
you don't fall off a balcony and knock your noggin.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think we specified. This is Trevor Moore of the Whitest
Yeah.
Kids You Know. He died a couple years ago now. Yeah, he fell over his balcony like a dumb idiot. He just had a few.
Just hanging out with his friends and family, and then just.
Well, he was
slipped.
actually alone because
He was alone?
If he was with people, he might have survived.
Ugh.
His wife and kid found him. Yeah, it's bad. Really sad. Very, very heavy. This is the second of these shirts that I bought. The first one, it's actually very low quality. It just washed right off in the washing machine.
That sucks.
And this one's starting to do the same thing. I will not be buying a third one. But
Well, just don't dry it. Don't use the dryer. Hang dry that shirt.
ooh, okay, that's actually
It's the dryer. It's not the washing machine that fucks it up. It's the dryer.
it's the dryer.
And you should You should use cold water.
Well, I always use cold water.
Okay, well then it's
I
the
do-
dryer doing it.
Yeah, I gotta. Okay,
Little pro
I'm gonna
tip
do that
from Mama Aaron.
from a Mama Aaron, a guy who does laundry. Okay, well, yeah, I guess we
Yeah.
address no other article of clothing on me is noteworthy. I'm wearing my Gen Z pants, but I'm sure the cameras can.
I'm wearing my standard, my style since literally sophomore
yep.
year of high school. Black skinny jeans. I'm actually wearing underwear today. That's good. But this is the
Wow.
classic Aaron.
Yeah, that
I've
is
become a Birkenstocks guy, though. That is a new thing.
Birkenstocks. Oh, those flip flops. I don't know what a Birkenstock is.
It's these. But I actually,
Nice.
they're Birken mocks, I like to call them, or faking
Birkenmocks.
socks. These cost $11. They do the exact same thing your Birkenstocks do, and they last 5 years.
What is it that they do? Protect your feet from pebbles?
Well,
and
the
stuff?
bottom has this like certain thing that like molds to your foot, so it becomes like not wearing anything. And then the straps, because they're so big and made of like, well, these are faux leather, but the material doesn't bother your foot like a regular sandal. So anyway, if you're thinking of buying a $120 pair of Birkenstocks, just go to Target and buy this for $10.
Okay.
My pro
I
tip.
might do that. I'm a closed toe kind of guy, but who knows what I'll turn into.
Get those little toes out, Michael.
Free the toe. Yeah,
the
open
toe,
up those toes.
Let's see them.
No, I'm not. I'm too bashful. Let's keep moving. Let me check my agenda here. I've addressed you. You're my guest, low T Soycuck beta male Aaron Dupuis. We addressed the drip. You want to get in the goo, man?
Let's get in the goo.
Let's get in the goo. Okay.
Did you just do the sound effect?
Oh, I didn't. I'll just do it. I do it all in post. So
Okay. Have you addressed that you made all that stuff, like the intro and the sound effects and
let it be implied.
Zone?
Yeah, I'm very proud of my work on the Slime Zone.
It's all very good.
Yeah,
it's all very good stuff. I've been kind of really impressed by the visual and audio elements.
It's what I do, literally. It's my day job.
Yeah, I know. All right, let's get in the goo. Sorry.
No. Thank you for giving me that little shout out. We're getting in the goo for this week's gooey query. I asked Aaron, which famous clown would you choose to barehanded fight to the death? Every word in this query is important. It's not a fist fight; it's barehanded, so it doesn't matter. I mean, a fist fight, barehanded fight, whatever it be. And we're talking about famous clowns. You can't pull out some rinky-dink local clown. Lots of clowns to choose from in history, past and present, living and dead. And I thought hard about this question because there's I don't think there's an easy answer.
Oh, there is. You just don't know about it.
There is. Oh, do tell. Do tell.
Well, first let's list off some famous clowns. So you got Pennywise. That's a big one.
I didn't even think about Pennywise. Got Pennywise.
Pennywise. Don't want to fight him barehanded.
No, that guy he's a spider scorpion guy. They'll stab you.
Well, you've got regular Ronald McDonald, and then you've got, like, imagine that one of those bench Ronald McDonalds, like, came to life.
Oh, yeah.
And that would be a tough fight.
That would be tough. That's superhuman Ronald McDonald.
And then there's animated Ronald McDonald, who's very tall but very skinny, and I think easily toppled.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
So we've got flavors of Ronnie there, and then Pagliacci.
Pagliacci. Don't know this clown.
I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but he's a famous clown from Italian opera. He's supposed to be the happy clown, but then he becomes a sad clown because his wife is cucking him.
Oh yeah.
And then a lot of people die at the end. Yeah.
It's an opera, so it's very traumatic. Wow.
Yeah, a lot of people die. Then you have oh my god, why is this? I keep blanking. It's like I'm there and then it's gone. Do you have any other clowns while I try to think of this one?
Well, there's every iteration of the Joker. You know, there's Heath Ledger Joker. There's Jack Nicholson Joker. There's the what's his name? Fucking 30 Seconds to Mars guy Joker.
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto Joker. There's Joaquin Phoenix Joker. So there's cartoon Joker, Mark Hamill Joker. I consider each of those Jokers their own version.
100%.
Well, my answer is this is my choice, which might be startling. John Wayne Gacy, very famous clown.
So okay, that's who I was trying to think of. That's his name. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. I think I could
you could
beat
take
him, and I wouldn't mind killing him. That's a big thing because I don't want to kill Joaquin Phoenix Joker. I feel like he's gonna hate it. He's not gonna enjoy it as much as, for instance, Heath Ledger Joker. He would really enjoy the beatdown. But I don't think I could
probably beat you. Yeah,
exactly.
He's very talented in hand-to-hand combat.
He is he could fist fight with Batman. But in Joaquin Phoenix Joker, there is no Batman. He's just he's a nerd. He's a goofball. I think I could take him, but I don't want to do it because I think he'd cry, which would be sad. I don't really want to kill an innocent clown. So I want to kill a guilty clown that I think I can take barehanded. I think,
Okay.
I think. I prefer not to have to do it at all. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I don't want to go out and kill a clown, even if it's John Wayne Gacy. Although I guess if I had the means to stop John Wayne Gacy from raping kids, I might risk a little bit to do it.
You have to consider though that some of these boys were like 15, 16-year-old construction workers. So these are some beefy boys that he managed to get. But he did cheat. He would play this game called the handcuff game. He'd be like, let me show you a magic trick. And he'd be like, put on this handcuff. And then I'll show you a magic trick. And then he would just be like, aha, the trick is you're going to die.
Good one.
Which is not a trick.
No, actually not a trick at all. I guess there's deception involved. But it's not like a clown magic trick that you would expect, because it ends in murder. So it wouldn't be like that. Some people would
expect that.
I guess so. Nowadays,
some people are terrified of clowns
for good reason. John Wayne Gacy probably largely, propagated the clown fear. I mean, clowns are inherently scary to children with the uncanny valley thing and the, because they got fucked up faces. They look like people, but they're not quite there. But John Wayne Gacy, I think in a fair fight, we both know what we're getting into. No weapons. We're both buck naked. I think I could take it. I've been going to the gym.
Sorry. The buck naked thing really, I didn't see that coming.
Oiled up? Why not?
Oiled up. Okay, you just, all right.
Well, for
what's
both
the ring? A big old inflatable kiddie pool?
Well, that's funny. I like that. But honestly, what I'm picturing is like just a stark white padded room. It's padded. So it makes it even harder to kill. You got to really dig in there. And for the sake of this hypothetical conversation, factor that into your answer too. The environment is a padded white room. So you truly have to use your hands to end the person's life.
Yeah, it can't be like Zorbies or anything.
It's not Zorbies.
All over the ground. That'd be a fun place to fight.
Zorbies? What is Zorbies?
Zorbies are these little H2O things. So they were invented to like be a different way to like water your potted plants, because they're literally like water in a little like squishy solid form, and then over time they deteriorate and kind of melt back into a water state, and then they feed your plant.
Okay.
But like ASMR TikTok and like throw stuff down the stairs TikTok have really like started to pick up on Zorbies. So now they're coming in all kinds of flavors and colors and scents that you can like throw down the stairs and squish and chew on and all stuff.
I think I've seen some of this, not the Zorbies.
Yeah, where they take like a mason jar and they put it down a treadmill, down a flight, the one flight of stairs. There's that one famous one at this point.
Right. Every time I see one of those, I think something interesting is going to happen, but then it's just literally the same thing over and over. It's pickles. Oh, it's marbles. Oh, it's tuna. Oh, it's never that interesting. Oh, it's Legos this time. That's TikTok. That's TikTok for you. I like that weird.
Every time I watch one of those, like especially that guy with the one staircase, I imagine that has to be in like Italy or like fucking like a Baltic country, something like that. It's that section of Europe. I don't know. It's just the way the stairway looks, and like the fact that somebody is like has enough like healthcare basically that they have enough time to prepare all those, which is going to take you at least an hour and a half to repair all the stuff you're going to send off your treadmill. You also have to move the treadmill back and forth because that is your only entry and exit to your home.
Right, yeah.
It's clearly a townhome. Somebody lives below them, which, let's talk about that. I mean, can you imagine your upstairs neighbor being a TikTok influencer that just broke soda bottles and beer bottles and giant mason jars all day?
Yeah.
I would
do that.
It's a good thing they don't have guns over there. Is all I'm going to say.
You're right. But the average American is too busy addressing healthcare concerns to be moving a treadmill.
all this other stuff. And then the cleanup. I mean, the cleanup's going to take like 2 hours. You got glass. You need a shop vac. You need a broom.
Full-time job, man. You got to hustle. You got to respect the grind.
But TikTok, you can't even make money on TikTok. Like, what the fuck?
No, TikTok is not a monetizable platform, but you can leverage it for money. You can, leverage fame that you acquire off TikTok. Is this person doing that? Do they have an OnlyFans where they do it, but with interesting objects like, moon sand?
One of the things that people that do that type of stuff seem to do is they're like, give me money if you like my work. And they have like their wallet. And like even people with like teenage girls with like 2,000 followers will be like, here's my Amazon wish list. I'm like,
oh, sure. Well,
illness.
They probably get stuff. Yeah, I mean, if you're a teenage girl,
pedophiles, yeah,
absolutely. I don't know.
It's fucked up. What have we done?
I'm not saying it's good, but if I was a teenage girl and I could just get free stuff from pedophiles at no risk to me, I'd probably do it as long as I don't have to give them my address.
Honestly, a net positive. No, you don't have to give them your address. You do your Amazon wish list, and they just buy it. It works like a wedding registry. It just gets shipped to you when someone buys it.
Right.
They never.
That is a net positive. They're stimulating the economy. They're draining them of their resources.
Yeah.
And you get free stuff, which every teenage girl deserves. It's not true. It's absolutely not true.
I was gonna say that's a bold stance for this podcast to take.
Not an official Slime Zone stance. Teenage girls probably need less things these days. Less phone, more God, more Jesus. That's the official stance. But Jewish God, because Judaism's the best religion. Yeah.
Okay, so no Zorbies, padded white room. You're gonna kill John Wayne Gacy. What do you do? He's a big guy. He was tall, and he was fat.
He was fat though. Yeah, I don't know.
Look up his stats.
Yeah, give me a stats.
I think he's about your height.
How old was he when he was in his prime?
Now. Hang on.
Killing kids.
He died at age 52 after probably like 12 years in jail. So he was like in his mid-30s, mid-40s at his height.
Okay.
Oh, no, you were taller. He was only 5'9". I'm taller than he was. Okay. But he's definitely heavier.
Yeah, that does complicate things if we're talking wrestling, which any real fight, as I've come to understand, having never been in a fight, like in real life, a fight is just a lot of grabbing. It's like grabbing and strangling.
It's a lot of grappling. A lot of grappling. Punching and kicking doesn't really come into it.
How fat was he? Can you pull up his weight?
Yeah, I'm just gonna look up John Wayne Gacy boxing stats.
Yeah, give me his dimensions. I'm feeling more confident since I've been going to the gym, but I've never been in a fight. So
230 pounds, dude.
Okay, yeah, he outweighs me by a good amount.
Dude was a brick house.
But okay, fuck.
And when you weigh that much, you don't even need. You just naturally have muscle from being that large.
That's true. I know. Man, maybe I couldn't take him. I mean, I do have a few inches on him. 3 inches, which is gonna go far. But he's got that sociopath like bloodlust. He'll go for my eyeballs, but then again, I'll go for his eyeballs. I guess
that was one of the things. That was the other thing, is that he had a rage that just like turned on. I'm a big serial killer podcast guy, so I know about this stuff. He had a rage, and like his eyes would like all but roll back in his head, and he would just like fly into like a berserker mode.
Oh God. He's got a buff that he can activate at any time.
Yeah, he would get like superhuman strength, basically. So you're in cars. Listen, man, if you can do it, like you're a hero. But if you can't, you're in for the fight of your life, bro.
Well, yeah, okay. This is why I posed this question, because it's tough. I really don't want to kill an innocent clown.
Okay, well, if I have to win and I have to pick. I'm picking an innocent clown. Can I say mine?
Yes, please. I'm dying to know.
And to be very clear, I will be wearing clothes. Okay? Because my pick, unlike Michael, this is not going to be a nude fight. Because okay, good. Because you really threw a wrench in my whole thing. Because my pick is JoJo Tickles from JoJo's Circus.
Okay, I need to look up JoJo Tickles.
Yeah, you're gonna love this.
This fucker. Okay. Wow.
She's a claymation child clown that
Claymation.
is featured in she's clay. It's stop motion.
You want
She's
to kill this
JoJo's
thing?
Circus. I don't want to, but if I have to beat a clown, listen,
You do have to. So
I've wrestled people. I've fought people. I always lose. I get pinned instantly. I have no fucking chance against any adult clown. So my best move
okay.
is to kill this 6-year-old Canadian public access television
Just get it over
beloved
with.
character. Yeah, just and she's made of clay, so I could kind of just, if I grab hard enough, I think I could just like rip the
her,
clay
yeah.
off of. But that could make her more dangerous because underneath the clay is wire, and that's pokey at the end, so she could get a few good stabs in me.
You'll still want to, don't get too cocky.
I don't know what the method would be. We're in a padded room, so I'm not gonna be able to smush her that well.
No
I think it would just
smushing.
be a lot of trying to twist her wire-based skeletal system into impossible knots for her to get out of.
Yeah, until the life essence leaves the effigy of a clown.
Yeah, and I'm going to go ahead and say,
Jeez.
for the sake of argument, we'll make her the size of a regular 6-year-old clown.
Yeah, that'd
So-
be fair.
Not a claymation size where she's like 2 inches. That's too
Right.
easy.
No, just 6-year-old
Then
size. Basically, you're picking her because it's a 6-year-old. You can take a 6-year-old.
Okay, hang on. Wait. No. I'm picking
I just want to
because
get it
it's the only one
straight here. Just want to make sure I
I'm picking
understand.
because I can win. And I just think it's funny. She doesn't get help from her lion, right?
From her,
She has a
from her
pet
what?
lion named Goliath. It's
Oh,
just 1v1,
I didn't
right?
even
Like,
know about
no lifelines.
It's 1v1
There's
for sure. No lifelines.
Okay, because her lion would fuck me up. I think
for
after
sure.
the fight, I would have some things to answer for with this lion.
Yeah, that's true.
Also,
a lot of things to consider. You're gonna
also
have
she has
people coming after you.
parents. Yours is nice because no one gives a shit. Like, you
I'll
kill
be-
John Wayne Gacy, you're a hero. If I kill
it's a
JoJo the
celebration.
clown, there's a fucking...
You're
there's
canceled,
a
Buster.
target on my back.
Yeah.
All right, there's
Yeah,
a
for
red
sure.
dot on my forehead the rest of my life. But yeah, I just think I could roundhouse kick her like twice and then just have it be over.
You can do a roundhouse kick? I don't think you
Yeah.
can, because if you could, you'd be picking a tougher clown. Oh, here we go. All right, a demonstration. Okay. Oh, yeah! Whoa! You should be fighting John Wayne Gacy, not me. You got it. You could roundhouse kick him in his little peep.
Yeah.
That was
I don't
very
know.
impressive.
That was bad form. I don't even think my leg went more than like a half foot out from my body, but
I don't think it did, but I appreciated the
I tried.
display.
I didn't have much room. I have this giant
the
cat
couch.
tree that my cat only uses the top of.
what a
The rest
bitch.
of it could go away.
I got one of those. My cat's left the bowl. Oh! That's 5 cats on the slime zone. Oh, who's this? Who's that?
Oh, that's Bottle Rocket.
Oh, right.
She's very nice.
That's a cute fucking bitch. Right, girl?
Yeah, she's a lady.
Oh, yeah.
She's a lady. She doesn't act like one though. She's a real slut.
A real slut. She's my favorite type.
But yeah, so I mean, JoJo I think that's my call. I think that's the only one I could beat. I'm not the strongest guy. I'm not the tallest guy. I couldn't beat John Wayne Gacy. I'm exactly his type.
Yeah, that's troubling as well. I'd like to think I'm not his type, and he won't.
I don't think
rape
you
me,
are.
you know?
Yeah.
I'm assuming the risk by choosing him, which I think shows how brave I am. But
And what
probably,
a low-T cuck coward I am. Kill a child made of clay.
Yeah, but you're a survivor. That's respectable, you know.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man.
That's
That's what I'm saying. If I had to pick one that was like a fair fight, like a fair fight for me.
yeah.
would-
Pick an adult clown for fuck's sake.
Okay. Can we think of any other clowns that are famous? I mean,
Yeah, famous clowns. I'm thinking, I don't know. I didn't even Google famous clowns because I was curious about actual clowns in real life.
I could maybe kill Krusty.
Krusty, is that from The Simpsons?
The Simpsons.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I could kill Krusty. He's going to be
Krusty,
hungover.
That's
He's going to be
true.
hungover. And I'm
he's-
not now with my new life choices. I'm going to be fit and ready.
Yeah. Yeah, you got your wits about you.
Clear-headed. I could kill Krusty. And he's a bad guy. No one likes Krusty the Clown.
You put him out of his misery. He's an alcoholic. Every alcoholic
so I could
secretly
help
wants
him.
to die.
Yeah, I could distract him with talks of methods and that you can use to cut back.
My light went out. I have to fix it. It's too high production value in here to leave the light off. Krusty the Clown. That's a great practical answer. I like that answer.
Thank you.
I clearly need to think about this more. I don't think I could be John Wayne Gacy in a fight. Now, I'm very scared after this conversation. I didn't know he was 240 pounds. That is many more pounds than I.
Yeah.
But maybe if we have like time to rehearse, I can learn like jujitsu or something, or Krav Maga. I think that's a good one.
Yeah, I think the only fair thing would be if there's a training.
Yeah,
You know,
we
for
should have time
everybody
to-
involved.
I bet, if we had this like on the calendar, we had time to prepare, I would probably be more prepared than John Wayne Gacy. I feel like he's not going to learn martial arts for this fight. I feel like he's just going to
No.
think he's got it down. He's too crazy to commit to martial arts.
Yeah. No.
I don't
he
know
would
him
not
as
do
well as you
martial
do.
arts. He was a very type A guy.
Type A.
Yeah, he had a very successful construction and landscaping company. He like kind of was a self-made guy, and then he was like involved in democratic politics. He shook hands with Lady Bird Johnson.
Who
Lady Bird. It's one of the first ladies. Her husband was dead at the time.
Oh.
But he met her and shook her hand. There's a photo of them together. That's pretty fun.
That's yucky. I would like to learn Krav Maga and take his life. So that's my answer.
Yeah, you should.
I'm sticking to it.
Hell yeah, bring him down.
Well, great. I'd say that was a successful get in the goo. I put one more thing on here that I wanted to talk to you about. It's an
Okay.
It's an IG reel I found. Oh, my light went out again. I saw this Instagram reel. I think it was this morning. I woke up to it, and it really struck a chord with me. I want to get your take on it. There's a lot to dig into, I think.
Okay.
I think it'll spur some conversation. I needed to talk to somebody about it because it makes me feel so many things.
All right, we'll do a live reaction. Oh, yeah, I know this guy. Yeah, no, I've
You
seen
know
this
this
guy.
guy?
She love like a Pisces. She might be wifey, a little bit spicy, but just the right feisty.
I thought it was
Yeah.
a joke.
No, this guy's completely serious. This isn't even his worst one. You may show you a worse one.
No, but yes. What shocked me the most about this was that the comments are all praising him because it's on some fucking Pisces Instagram page, and they're like, "I'm a Pisces and I support this message." And I'm like, "Who you want to be represented by? It's bad in so many ways. Everything about it is disgusting."
Okay, here's another one for you. It's Bryce Savage. Okay, here we go.
So this is the story of a girl where everyone's first impression of her is that she's really innocent. But when you get to actually talking to her, you find out she's kind of got a dirty mind.
She got that innocent face, but a dirty little mind. A body like that should be a crime. She'll take over your life without warning. Got you addicted to the high in the morning.
Yeah, so he does that on every song. He goes, so this is a little song I wrote about, and then says exactly the
intro.
lyrics of the song, and then he
She's got
sings
a
the
dirty
exact
little
thing he
mind. What? He's like the definition of a fuckboy. It's like, but it's so much worse. It's atrocious.
It is, and he looks hilarious.
Yeah, he looks like a joke. He looks like a character, like like Andy Samberg doing a bit. One of the comments on the Pisces one, the top comment is, "That was amazingly horrible. Please don't do it again." I was like, haha. There's 300 comments of Pisces roasting him for leaving that mean comment. There's one in particular that really got me. Says the man who's in the comics, giggle emoji. Got it. Or are you just upset that you're not a Pisces? He's a jealous he's a comics lover, which immediately invalidates his opinion. And
Or did they
he's
mean
not a
to type
Pisces.
comments and they're just very stupid?
No, comics. Like she looked at his Instagram profile and saw that he liked comics or something, and therefore he's a soy beta low T cuck who doesn't. He's just jealous. He's not a Pisces.
He sounds cool, man. I'll hang out with him.
Yeah, I'd take.
Oh,
him
who's
prom.
into comics? Got it. Okay. Another person said, "Yet there is a gang of Pisces." Parentheses pun intended.
Yeah,
Who disagree?
yes.
Do us all a favor and hush, please. Where's
that.
the
I don't-
pun?
I don't get that either. What
What fuck are
pun?
you talking about?
A gang of Pisces? What does that mean? Is that I would love for an explanation.
I would too. I don't
If
know
it was
what
a
the
pun,
is.
be a really funny, sick diss. What? What's the deal? What's the deal with?
Well, where do you want to start? Do you want to start with what's the deal with people identifying so strongly with star signs? Do you want to talk about what's the deal with like bad pop music like this existing?
I mean, that bad pop music existing is whatever. Even like it's bad and pandering at the same time. But it is really the astrology stuff, the reactions of people who are so into astrology that they're willing to overlook how awful this song is. Like, that's wild to me. That's crazy.
That's his whole career. And also, I would like to point out the Pisces song and the Dirty Little Mind song have the exact same beat and the exact same chord progression and the exact same BPM.
Are they all like distorted and like too
they're
loud too?
They're always like, and he always singing the exact same register, exact same key.
Says that she's a Pisces.
Yeah.
That over and over again.
Well, what he's doing, everything he is doing is pandering, okay? Because he's designing his music, or more likely the studio he works for picked him up. They're like, you got the look, you can sing. We're just going to write these songs for you, and you're going to pump them out.
You think he's working with a producer who's not just like him or his stupid friend?
He's a plant, for sure. The amount of follows he has and the fact that he gets shows like tells me that he's like.
My first reaction is, anyone can buy followers. It's you know, if he has people really engaging with him, that'll tell you. And also, a lot of promoters are stupid and they just see the follower number and will book you. So are people showing up to his shows?
That's a good point.
Refuse to believe that they are. I won't believe it. I need footage. I don't buy it. I don't think he's an industry plant. Honestly, after seeing what I've seen, I just think he's a sociopath who isn't afraid to spend a little money.
At the very least,
and who's listening?
He has
to him,
a lot of
supposedly?
comments happening. At the very least, he knows somebody knows what they're doing, because the Dirty Little Mind song, the Pisces song, it's aimed at, you know, like teenage women or like women with Arrested Development to be like, oh my God, this song is about me. Like, I love this. And like, it can be like their song about them.
Yeah.
And then
And
they
he's
can
kind
kind
of
of like,
he's got a Jack Sparrow look about him.
yeah. Yeah, these definitely, his actual fans are the same people who are like Johnny Depp did nothing wrong type people. 100%.
Did Johnny Depp do anything wrong though?
Yeah. I think he probably did.
I don't know enough about it. I thought the tide had turned and people are like Amber Heard's the bad person.
They both were bad is my take. But that doesn't mean that Johnny did nothing wrong. It sounds like
Johnny's
really
not
bad.
a perfect little cherubic angel boy.
No. And especially with how much drugs and alcohol he's taken for like 60 years, it's like, it's not surprising. At a certain point,
Gonna have some
you stop
mishaps.
being the person you used to be, you know? So that's a whole thing. But that's far more serious than we need to get here.
Yeah.
Pisces. I don't know why people are so big on the... Like, I dabbled in, like, college, but, like, I never was like, oh my God, like, following Taurus meme pages, you know?
Well, I mean, it's common knowledge, I think, that every horoscope sign is comprised of traits that everybody has, like pretty much. And also, they like change every day, so you're covered no matter what your sign is. Like, there's almost no fixed trait or agreement. Like which is the horny one? Is it Virgo or is it Pisces? Which is the
Scorpio.
horniest?
Scorpio.
It's Scorpio?
Yeah.
See, I thought it was Virgo. It changes all the fucking time. And I say this
Scorpio
not being
would love
involved in
cum
it.
flakes.
Oh, you think so?
Scorpio would eat a bowl of cum flakes.
Well, maybe I'm
lunch, and
compatible
dinner.
with Scorpios. What birthday is that?
That's in November, so late November through early December.
Yeah, the girls I know who don't like cum flakes, they don't have November birthdays either. So
Yep. Scorpio's supposed to be the horniest. Pisces is supposed to be the wisest.
wisest,
But usually all that means is that they
Find that hard to
easily
believe.
get tricked into being to cults. It's what I find. Everyone who's really big on like, I'm such a Pisces, are like the people where I'm like,
I'm
going
wise,
to see your
so sage.
I'm gonna see your face on like a crime that your cult did in like 20 years.
Which one is October?
Libra is October. Worst person I ever dated was a Libra, so staying away from them from now on.
Are you really? Like you won't date?
No,
a Libra?
like if I was back in a position of being single and I like met a great person who was a Libra, I would be fine. It was more mental health issues
Right.
that were the real thing.
I bet it
had
has nothing to do with
Yeah.
stars. But
Correct.
you should just avoid mentally ill people, if you can. But
I mean-
there are plenty of people in real life who refuse to associate with certain signs.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that's a mental illness at that point, is it not?
I mean, it is
that a hot take?
It's a form of delusion for sure.
It is. It's literally, that's debilitating at that point. Like, that is interfering with your daily life, your delusion. Like,
100%.
that is clinical at that point. And yet, like, it's just a fun, quirky thing that we like to do. I really don't care if you're into astrology. I won't like not talk to somebody who's into it, but like,
Right.
I don't think
They
I
might
would
not talk to you.
Yeah, exactly. If you're even if I'm exempt from your the horoscope prejudice, like if you have legitimate prejudice based off of when a person was born, you're not a top tier person. I'll say that. I'll keep it modest.
Yeah. I will say as a piece of advice to like all the listeners out there who are trying to like chat up or like get with like a tatted up kind of witchy hottie, you're gonna have to learn some of this stuff though, even if you think it's stupid. Like you're gonna have to know how to talk the talk, walk the walk. You're gonna have to fucking know how to guess people's star sign. And you're going to have to know all 12 of them off the top of your head. You're going to have to dabble in tarot and know that the swords are about your intellect. The fire is about your passions. The water is about emotions. And earth is about material things. You're going to have to know this stuff. If you want to get with that girl, you're going to have to. I'm sorry.
Tatted witchy hotties. Yeah, I mean, they're popular. Yeah. It's
Very
it's
popular.
a popular aesthetic. I don't want to get into any of that stuff, though. So
well, then just stick with what you're doing. I think you're doing just fine.
Yeah, maybe I will.
It is a delusion, and I think it is a product of like how lonely we are in our culture today.
Oh, for sure. I resonate. I get it. It imbues a sense of meaning and community. To me, it's like believing in any organized religion. It's like it's just another form of that.
I wasn't gonna go there, but yeah. I mean, that is how I feel, especially when I moved back to Missouri briefly, and I was like, oh, this really is the Bible Belt. And like, I saw a girl at a party stick her fingers down her throat to boot and rally and projectile vomit like 6 feet at 4 a.m. so she could keep drinking. And she was up at 7 o'clock sharp. And I was like, why are you already up? Because I was sleeping on the floor in the living room. We ran out of couches and beds. But I was like, why are you already up? And she was like, well, I have to get to mass.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
the exorcism image of...
It was like that. It was insane. It was
gotta
crazy.
Get to mass, though. It's like
the
loopholes.
That party was so nuts. And most people there were Christians. And it was one of the wilder parties I've been to. And everyone was doing that. And so I was like, why not?
I'll join in.
I was like, I'll fucking make myself puke and rally, whatever. It was crazy. And her vomit was the second most intense projectile vomit I've ever seen.
What was number one?
My own. I was at a party in college.
Different
party. Different party. I was at a party in college, and I had been talking to this girl that I had a crush on for like a year and a half.
So it begins.
And I was like, it was really going well. And then somebody comes in, they're like, shotgun contest in the backyard. And I was like, well, I got to do it because everyone's doing it. So I go back and I do a shotgun, but I don't know how to make myself burp. So I'm dead last in the contest. I don't know how to make myself burp. I'd never really shotgunned a beer before. And I can hardly chug.
I can't chug at all. Yeah, I got
God.
burping problems.
But shotgunning is impossible. So I shotgunned. I'm dead fucking last. And I like wander over to the side of the yard, and I literally like just like no arms, no arms. I just put my head against the brick wall of the house, and I'm just going, oh, 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 desperately trying to make myself burp, but much like a chicken, I can't do it. So instead, what I did was all of a sudden I was like, here it comes. I like literally like turn my head off the wall and like pivot around like a robot, and then I just go and it like went like 8 feet, like pure stream, like no spray off to the side, just literally like a garden hose turned on, and someone put their finger on it, and it just went and then I do that, and I turn around and look who's coming to the backyard to talk to me. The girl I'd been flirting with all night. Yeah, and I look her in the eyes as I wipe my face, and I watch the interest drain in real time from her eyes. Like her eyes glassed over, and she was like, no.
Fair.
That was the end of that.
Yeah. That's almost a poorly written like scene in a college teen, you know.
Yeah.
Like, but that in real life, that is one of the funniest things. I think spontaneous vomit is hilarious almost 100% of the time, and I did not know.
Oh yeah,
you pulled off this feat. How do you do that? How does the body contort to shoot liquid out that hard?
Well, it's just your stomach going, get it out, and then your diaphragm going, get it out, and then your esophagus like tightening up. Because I hate puking. So yeah, everything was just saying, get it out as fast. And I think just the pressure build just makes it
right.
And just my throat was squeezed so tight.
Yeah.
I just,
I love that you needed to burp, but you couldn't. So you had to projectile vomit. You just burped. It would have been fine.
Life finds a way.
Life finds a way. Well, that's beautiful. That's wonderful. How did you get onto this? What was the... Is this part of the Pisces conversation?
Pisces, talking to cute girls, vomiting, Bible Belt, Missouri. Organized religion being a form of delusion.
Right, of course. Yeah,
I don't harp on it. I have religious friends, and I respect that they,
so do I. I wasn't
culture. I respect where they come from.
About that. Of course, I said all that in a way to humanize the astrology people, because it's an innocent enough belief. It comes from a place of longing, like loneliness, perhaps.
Community. There's definite community. Churches are very important for community,
and just meaning. It makes things seem significant. But
I live without meaning, and that can be hard sometimes.
It's rough. Yeah, I don't sleep, so that's probably got something to do with it. Maybe if I got into horoscope stuff, I should really seriously consider it. I won't. Might do Mormonism though. Seems fun. You get family game night.
That family home evening. Is one of the best things. That's awesome.
You love that. You get free tuition at BYU or something. You get perks. Is all I'm trying to say.
Well, if you got to the middle of nowhere, Utah, and find the right sect, you get multiple wives. That's pretty cool. Right.
Yeah, I had to explain to Gracie how that is not mainstream in Mormon culture. It was disavowed. The whole thing was disavowed.
Brigham Young was the one who really pushed that stuff. So it's funny that it's disavowed in the main Mormon church, but their big college is still named after him.
Right. He was right about some things, but he missed a step there. But
him and Dan Schneider would get along though.
You think
Tell
so?
you that.
Brigham Young?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
He was very into kids' feet as well. So
Brigham
I
Young
think
was
they
into
could,
children's feet. This is
Yeah.
documented?
Yeah, I mean, he was interested in all the parts of the children, but they could at least bond over the foot part, I would say.
Right. Right. Yeah, there's some overlap there in the Venn diagram, whereas we assume Dan Schneider is really only into the feet. Brigham Young was into the whole package.
Whole package.
That's probably worse.
So I want to tell you, to come onto this podcast on time today, I had to do one of the hardest things I've ever done, which was I had to pick up a bunch of chairs. This is not the hard part. I'll get to the hard part in a second. I had to pick up a bunch of chairs for a show I'm doing called Shakespeare. It was out in the middle of nowhere, in like an industrial part of town. And as I pull up, I'm like, what is this whole like barbecue going on over here? Turns out it was a VFW car show and barbecue. Now, that is 3 of my favorite things in the world. Is
What? Not I
okay,
didn't know this about you.
Do you know about VFW?
The veterans
Veteran
thing?
of Foreign Wars?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
those are
I know
bars.
of it as an organization.
Those are not just, they all have functioning bars in the front of them. And
Okay, yeah, there's a bar. There's one here that Gracie goes to all the time. I've never been.
it's fucking awesome. They got like pull tabs. They've got like fucking Keno going on. The
Keno.
beer is always dirt fucking cheap, like a pint of PBR for $1. And you can literally just go in there and like, there's just like old veterans and their wives and friends hanging out, kind of scattered around. But you can really just kind of do your own thing. It's usually pretty quiet. They play like classic rock instead of like top 40s pop.
Right. It's a good vibe.
It's a great vibe. I love the VFW. Okay, so that's
Okay.
one thing. I love
right.
classic cars.
Didn't know that either. Since when? Since when have you loved classic cars?
Always. My dad used to take me to drag races out at the
cool.
racetrack in Kansas City, and I'm really into El Caminos. Really into old Chevelles. So I'm really into like the coupes that James Bond, would drive, that type of thing, like an old Porsche, stuff like that.
I can enjoy a classic coupe.
And then I love barbecue. All right, so all these things are lined up like a smorgasbord for me, and it was noon on the dot, and I was like, I could peek around, right? I could
This
go
morning?
there.
Or afternoon?
At noon.
Okay, a couple hours ago.
So an hour before I had to be in this seat, and I was like, I really want to go look at those cars, have a beer, have some brisket. Want nothing more in that moment than to do
How unexpected from soy boy, low T, cucklord Aaron Dupuis.
Listen, I just love a big old fucking gas guzzling engine that makes it go. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah. So did you poke around? You have a minute? I mean, you made it here on time, obviously.
I made it here on time, so I did not poke around, but I just wanted to say that is how seriously I took this commitment.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I was afraid you wouldn't show.
Oh, please.
You're in high demand these days.
Okay, do you have anything else on your agenda?
No, we've really hit everything on my agenda. I've been listening to your podcast. I don't know if you should know this. We've talked about it. I did leave you a 5-star review. I don't remember what I said.
Thank you very much.
Aaron's podcast is called Broken Loving It. Mm-hmm. It's very funny.
It's with me and my surly friend Dylan.
Dylan is surly. I knew he was surly, and after listening to this podcast for so many episodes, it's really abundantly clear how surly he is. My biggest critique maybe pertains to his surliness, because I feel like you both kind of do it, but honestly, I think Dylan's worse about it. He doesn't let you talk. Like, you're interrupting each other too much. You gotta.
I agree. No.
Yeah,
I hope I haven't done that today.
No, not at all.
Okay.
I want to say I'm particularly tuned into it because I used to edit Maddie Smith's podcast. Do you remember me doing that? I did like 150 episodes. I've edited cumulatively hundreds more of just podcasts in general.
Maddie Smith.
But theirs was the worst. She's a comedian. She had a podcast called That Time of the Week.
What the fuck? I love her. That's So Maddie on Wild and Out and shit.
Yeah, you didn't know I was doing stuff
I
with her?
didn't know. Well, you probably told me that, but I didn't know her at the time. And then she was on Stavi's World, and I was like, this chick fucking rule. Jordan Jensen and Maddie Smith like fucking kill me, dude. They're so good.
Huh. Well, that's really cool that you know who she. I've been doing stuff with her for years now. But on her podcast that they ended about 6 months ago, 4 girls total, a lot of talking over each other. Like, it was the main complaint. And like after 2 years, they were still doing it. And
Yeah.
I kind of swore to never allow that to happen. So yeah, no, this has been good. But with you and Dylan, it's just the two of you. And again, I think Dylan's the main offender. Like, you're starting to talk, and he's not thinking about. He's not listening. He just talks over you. And you do it too. Everyone does it. I do it. I've done it during this episode. But like, you gotta have a little sit down, a little production meeting, and that's totally my main critique. Otherwise, it's lovely.
Appreciate that. Well, the plot of quote unquote, the most recent episode is that I literally try to talk about the movie Strays for an hour.
Yeah,
before I get to finally say what I wanted to say. That's why I'm talking
about this. I listened to that yesterday. I was like really annoyed by it. Actually, it was like fucking hell. Just like, and then you get into politics for like 30 minutes, which is fine. But I just wanted to hear about Strays with Will Ferrell.
I haven't. I'm going to go see it, and I'm going to see how close I was to nailing the plot. So in a future episode, I will have attended Strays in the movie theater. I will regret my choice to drink less, I'm sure, after that experience. But then we're going to talk about how close I was and what my actual genuine thoughts on the movie as a functional comedy are.
It is so interesting. This PG-13 or R-rated? It's rated R. It's a talking dog movie that's rated R.
Who is it for?
It doesn't even look that raunchy. It's like, how did it earn that rating? Is it
fucks
ironic?
a couch. They probably fuck each other. They do hallucinogens. They say the fuck word.
Probably a lot of bestiality, if I had to guess.
Dennis Quaid says, this is the craziest shit I've ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid. I've seen a lot of shit. That's
hilarious.
Funny.
That's a classic. I bet there's a lot of like balls, like dog testicles in it.
Oh yeah,
probably.
I think Snoop Dogg's character, who has a cone on the whole time, probably just got spayed and then escaped the pound, and then he's like talks about how he lost his nuts a lot. That's probably funny.
Yeah, that's good stuff. That's good, like, free.
I'm laughing.
That's like public domain humor. You can get that without having to pay royalties. Just it's so accessible.
That's so good. Public domain humor. That's a good way to put it. Like. I love that.
Royalty free.
Thanks for the pod shout out.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, I want to support you. I loved the podcast that we did last year that never came to fruition.
Yeah, I can still have that. I could still edit it. I didn't think anyone was having fun, so I was like editing it.
I was, but clearly no one else was. You're right. I mean,
I'll still do option 5 with you in future if you've got the time, and we could just do it the two of us and just.
Yeah, well, in a way, the Slime Zone, this podcast is almost like a spiritual successor to the option 5. I've had trouble describing what the concept of the podcast was, but I loved it.
Things to do that are better than killing yourself.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's very succinct. Yeah. I love that. I think that's a big part of the Slime Zone.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're doing it. I'm glad I get to be on today. I do have one more thing we could talk about if you want to wrap up on a crazy. I don't know how much time we've spent already.
Yeah. Let's get into it.
So Michael, you're a connoisseur of hot chips.
I am a hot chip connoisseur. Absolutely. I've tried most of them.
Okay. So, I've dabbled in hot chips. We both loved Dinamitas until our aging bodies revolted against us.
Yeah, can't do that brand.
Can't do those anymore. I can still pull off Chester's Flamin' Hot Fries.
Right, those are pretty noxious too, but I can handle it.
It's basically just styrofoam. For those listening, if you've never seen them,
really is.
You've seen the bag. You've seen the bag at
every
stores.
single convenience store in America has these end caps or whatever, the other hot fry that are just styrofoam with dust on them.
Yeah, it is. it is heinous stuff to be putting into your body, but
but it's so
I
yummy.
love them. I'm addicted. They put like crack in there or something. But so one time I've dabbled in hot chips. The worst experience I ever had was Pocky's ghost pepper chips. I ate a tiny bag this big, and then I shot flaming hot lava out of my ass for 9 hours. I woke up in the middle of the night at 3 a.m. and I shat until 10 a.m. and then I laid in the tub with cold water rolling over my asshole. Literally, I just turned the tub on low and just let just a nice moderate stream of water just roll down my taint and my butt.
Did you have to miss work or anything for this?
I didn't have work the next day, thank God. But I had thrown up. I was like dry heaving. I shat.
Jesus Christ.
Uncontrollably.
Were they that hot when you ate them?
No, I mean, they were hot. Like, I teared up, but they were tasty. And I was like, this is good. I like this. I could eat these more. And then it wasn't until 6 hours later that the chickens came home to roost, right? And so I did not die, but it was similar to having food poisoning. Yeah. And I wanted to be dead as it was happening.
I know the feeling.
And recently, now to the point, recently, one teen got my wish. He did the Pocky one chip challenge and died.
What?
You didn't hear about this?
No. What?
This is the one chip challenge. It was made for like YouTubers and TikTokers to like do.
This chip was made for people to do
to be like so hot that it was like a challenge. Like if you can get it down, you better take a video and prove it. It was like this brilliant marketing strategy.
So you must have to sign some waiver to get the chip or something, right?
No, you can just buy it. You just order it.
Okay, what legal team do they have on retainer that is letting them do this?
I don't know, but they halted sales. So you could get this at like supermarkets or like online. You could order it if it wasn't offered near you. But it was just one chip that was so hot.
How did he die?
That's what we can get into. I haven't read this, so I'm going to read you part of this article. I'm going to bring a bit of Broken Loving It flavor by reading an article here today.
Oh, no, that's great. I love it.
Okay. All right. This is from AP News. You can trust them. Associated Press. This happened in Worcester, Massachusetts on September 8th, 2023. The death of a Massachusetts teenager after his family said he ate an extremely spicy tortilla chip has led to an outpouring of concern about the social media challenge and prompted retailers to pull the product from their shelves at the manufacturer's request. The family of Harris Waloba held a vigil Friday. Usually that's reserved for he died on September 1st. They held a vigil, which is usually reserved for like shooting victims, to remember the basketball-loving 10th grader while they await the results of an autopsy to determine what killed him. Waloba's family has blamed the one-chip challenge for the teen's death. The challenge calls for participants to eat an eponymously named chip and then see how long they can go without consuming other food and water. The family has declined interview requests.
He won.
He wins.
He went the rest of his life without consuming water.
He was unresponsive. He was found in his room unresponsive, not breathing. The chips manufacturer, Pocky, asked retailers to stop selling the product. People have been weighing in about their own experiences of the chip, which costs $10 and comes individually wrapped in foil in a coffin-shaped box that warrants, among other things, that is made for the vengeful pleasure of intense heat and pain. Is intended for adults and should be kept out of the reach of children. Despite the warning, children have not had a problem buying the chips. 10-year-old Florida girl was suspended this week for bringing one to her school. 6 children at Forest Park Elementary need medical attention after coming into contact with the chip Wednesday.
Makes sense.
There have been reports around the country of teens who have gotten sick after taking part in the challenge, including 3 high school students from California who were sent to a hospital. Paramedics were called to a Minnesota school last year when 7 students fell ill after taking part in the challenge. A 31-year-old tried it for the challenge. He told the Associated Press that the chip was very hot, but he didn't expect the stomach cramps and painful diarrhea that followed and led him to missing work the next day.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
So and again, the chips I had weren't even as spicy as this.
It was the same brand, but not
Same
the
brand, different
one
chip.
challenge.
Yeah.
Wow.
So how do you feel about this, Michael? Speaking of social media and things that are bad for us.
You know, I do find it very funny that in the comment from the parents, they're like, he ate an extremely spicy tortilla chip and died. That is
sounds ridiculous,
such a bummer for that kid. It sucks to die as a kid, let alone from a tortilla chip. I don't think it's good. I'm not immune to the appeal of consuming hot food challenge content. You know, the whitest kids, you know, during COVID were kind of making each other eat hot sauce, like, and putting themselves through it. It was very entertaining to watch. It was very funny. And I enjoyed it. And I assumed if they needed medical attention, they would go and get it. I'm curious, you know, how this went down with this kid. Did his heart stop? Or was he like...
Yeah, was he like hyperventilating? Did he have a panic attack? And then he just like...
Yeah. I don't think it's like a social
reaction.
Yeah, are you just like allergic to it, or did he have diarrhea until he died? I don't know. I don't see this as like a modern issue though. I mean, like it's like kids were doing this before social media, it's like stupid challenges and whatnot. I mean, I think it's worse now. I mean, I think the fact that 6-year-olds are getting into it is pretty alarming. Because you see that on YouTube and then you want to do it. But
a man here named Roger Trier, a 56-year-old content creator and graphic designer from Palatine, Illinois, posted a video on TikTok and YouTube of himself completing a 100 chip version of the challenge this month.
Did he survive?
He said
100 of those?
Yeah, he said that the only reason he was able to do it is he has trained for over 20 years to build up his spice tolerance for content creation.
Oh.
And that he believes that no one under 18 should be allowed to do it, and that you shouldn't do it if you are not literally training. eBay has gone so far as to block listings of the one chip challenge. This thing has been completely removed from any way to get it.
Good.
It's contraband.
Yeah. Like hot sauce that's hot is it's just covered in warning labels, and you need like to be 18 to get it in the first place, you know?
Yeah.
Like obviously that should be the case with this chip, and it isn't. So I mean, yeah, that's bad. They should you know, they should have to pay out. There's probably gonna be a class action lawsuit. If there's
well, you remember when we got the source on all of us, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. The source, the ultra hot sauce that
works like herpes.
Yeah.
You can't even touch your friend.
Yeah, it's literally it's like you can't even touch the bottle because at some point some trace of it got on the bottle. You basically need like a hazmat suit to even get near this hot sauce.
I mean, my eyes swelled shut. I mean, it was painful to go into my body when we did it, and I didn't realize I licked the whole toothpick, and Adam was like, "You're only supposed to do the tip." I was like, "Oh, whoops." And yeah, I was miserable. But what was truly miserable was when I wiped my face, not thinking about it, and I made my eyes swell like nearly fully shut.
They're like,
for an
don't
entire
touch your
night.
eyes.
Yeah. And then it got on
yucky.
Chris, it got on the GameCube controllers, it got on I think it got on Austin or Will or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
like
it was hellish
contamination. That's incredible. I don't think I was there for the night where your eyes were swollen shut.
Yeah, dude.
It's literally weaponized. I mean, you can't fuck around with that shit. It's funny.
Yeah, it's literally in Mace. That is what makes Mace work. It's the Scoville units.
The Scovilles, the capsaicin.
Yeah.
Not for me. I love spicy foods for pleasure only. I'm not trying to ruin my life for content creation.
That's good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I think that's all the time we got. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's our pod. I think we.
Hell yeah. Well, thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Thanks for getting up in here, dog. It's been a pleasure. I'm sure you'll return.
Oh yeah. Sure I'd love to. Yeah.
You got anything you wanna shove up in here? You wanna plug it in and 15 people might see it?
You guys got a lot of likes on Instagram, man. Your content
Oh, the clips do well, yeah.
Yeah, I would say if anyone hears this from Denver, check out thewit.shakespeare, Beer, Shakespeare. Probably won't be any shows coming up by the time this comes out, but just follow them on Instagram. Give them some love, even if you're not in Denver. And then, check out Broken Loving It. Our new episode coming out this week. We do a segment where we give unsolicited advice.
That's great. It's perfect
where
for you two.
We call people out of the blue, and if they pick up,
you doing it
explain what we're doing
to them.
Confirm that they're okay being recorded and on a podcast, and then we ask them what's going on in their lives, and we try and give them some help.
Wow.
Give them some advice on what troubles they're having. So it was actually really fun, really nice. So we might call you and Jesse at some point as well.
That's tremendous. We love that.
So check out those things, and then I guess Diane on Bandcamp. Check that stuff out. I have a new album coming out later this fall.
Yeah, die as in kill, and Ann as in
ANN. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think that'll do. We've squenched it up. We've slimed it up. It's been a slimy time, and we'll see you next week.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.